Alright, welcome back to the NPL Miners Tryouts tournament. This is the third pool play game. I am playing against Potato Jim. And this match is a win and in. So if I win this match, I'm already 1-1. So if I go 2-1, I'll be in the top 2 players in my pool. And I will advance to bracket play, which is single elimination. Potato Jim is, I believe, also 1-1, so if I lose this, he will advance. He got a forfeit win from my last opponent, Troy Gaming, who actually left the league after I played him. So, the team I have here, I have a very good matchup versus Sand Offense, in my opinion, just because Celesteela just counters Excadrill, and it can take hits from Tyranitar, but not really a counter there, because Stone Edge, like Banded Stone Edge, does a lot. But the first mon on my team is Celesteela. It's a substitute set, so if I'm in against Excadrill or Mega Pinsir, they can't really do a lot to my sub. They can't really do a lot to me, so I would expect them to switch out. And so if I set up a substitute on their switch, like if they predict me to go for a Heavy Slam and Jim goes into Entei or Jolteon, I will be able to sub on the switch and kill them with Earthquake. So that's going to be pretty important. Hopefully I can, catch him off guard a little bit with that. And Earthquake Heavy Slam is just good coverage on most of his team. Even against Necrozma, I can just Leech Seed it, and it's hard for it to keep healthy with only 8 Moonlight PP or 8 Morning Sun PP. And the thing about Moonlight and Morning Sun on Necrozma on his team is that he's only healing 25% while Sand is up. So that might work in my favor as well. Second mon I have is Lycanroc. It's a Sand Rush set, so I'll hopefully be taking advantage of his sand a little bit. I have a Life Orb, and it's just a pretty standard Swords Dance set. I have Accelerock, Stone Edge, and Brick Break, and Swords Dance, of course. With a Timid Nature, I'm speed creeping, I think, some of his faster Scarfers. I believe I was creeping, I don't quite remember it. I think it was either like Scarf T-Tar, I think it's Scarf Drill I'm creeping. So that's what I'm creeping with this, and rock coverage is very good against him. I have Brick Break for Tyranitar, and obviously he has Necrozma to take hits from this, so I'll have to set up an SD on the switch to that, and hopefully I will be able to sweep with that, because he doesn't really have a good way to revenge it. Like a lot of his mons, his priority, both Entei's Extreme Speed and Mega Pinsir's Quick Attack are resisted because I am a rock type, and Excadrill will never be faster than me, so that will be good. Hopefully I can get off a sweep with that. My third mon is Gliscor with Toxicor, Poison Heal. This mon's pretty much just here to get up rocks. It doesn't really do that much this match, but 8 mon draft league, I needed to bring either Gliscor, Florges, or Slowbro. I thought Gliscor would do the best. Just ground stab is great against his team. He has 4 mons weak to ground. He has the Tyranitar, the Excadrill, the Entei, and the Jolteon. And just having rocks up will be great for pressuring the Mega Pinsir into setting up SDs too early. And then I just have Toxic, so I can Toxic the Necrozma and hopefully stop it from setting up too much. Fourth mon I have is a Stall Breaker Hydreigon. I'm max HP and max defense with a relaxed nature. My set is Taunt, Roost, Superpower, and Dark Pulse with leftovers. Pretty cool set, in my opinion. I believe my opponent had a Vaporeon, which is sort of a reason I brought the set. It beats almost any bulky water because I can taunt, and I taunt its Wish and its Heal Bell, and once it's done, with Wish, once it can't do that, I just beat it through Toxic and Dark Pulse. I actually didn't bring Toxic on this set, because I can Toxic stuff with Gliscor, but I still can beat it just with Dark Pulses, because I do outspeed those mons naturally. Even though I didn't invest in speed and I have Relaxed Nature, I still am faster than Vaporeon. However, I believe in this match, spoilers, Necrozma was faster than me. So he must have had some speed investment in that. Fifth mon is Mega Venusaur. I am a defensive set. I have mixed coverage with Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, and Earthquake, and Synthesis, of course. Even though Synthesis only replenishes a quarter of my health in Sand, it's still necessary because I want to be able to switch into Jolteon as much as possible, especially if he likes Specs and tries to take advantage of electric terrain. And Earthquake is very spammable against his team again. You know, he has a ton of ground weaknesses, and Mega Venusaur's attack is actually not that bad with a base 100 attack stat. Even though I'm not invested in it, it's still going to be hitting pretty hard. And the sixth mon I have is Tapu Koko. Just, you know, for generally outspeeding his team, I have 248 speed, 252 attack with an Adamant Nature, and 8 HP. With Life Orb, my set is U-Turn, Wild Charge, Mirror Move, and Protect. So I can protect on, well, hopefully what will happen is I protect on his Excadrill's Earthquake, and I Mirror Move it the next turn and kill him. Because usually you'd expect an Excadrill to be able to tank any hit Tapu Koko wants to go for, but I guess not in this case. So if he tries to revenge me with that, he will hopefully be caught off guard with the Mirror Move. So let's get into the match. He leads Tyranitar while I lead Gliscor. So here I can just set up my rocks. Even if he tries to go for an Ice Beam, you know, it is what it is. He won't get up rocks if he goes for Ice Beam. He just ends up going for rocks. Expecting me to switch out Scouting Ice Beam, but I don't really want to. An Ice Beam doesn't even kill me from a regular T-Tar. If he's invested in special attack, it will, but it turns out he is. So that's sort of unfortunate to have Gliscor go down that early, but it dealt a lot to Tyranitar and set up rocks, so I'm fine with that. Tyranitar is one of the biggest threats to my team, because I don't have a fighting type, and I don't have a very good switch-in. So I just go out into Tapu Koko to revenge it, and I just go for U-Turn. It would have probably killed the Tyranitar, and I get momentum here. I just go out into Celesteela, being able to take any hit from this. And surprisingly, he just goes for a Rock Slide, which ends up doing a lot. I believe he's Adamant Life Orb, and I just kill him with Earthquake. I'm not sure why he stayed in there. I don't know, maybe he expected me to overpredict and go for Heavy Slam, maybe get a flinch, and maybe hacks me down a little bit, so who knows. But I'm able to take him out, as he just goes to Jolteon to revenge me. Venusaur is pretty safe switch in here. Even if he goes for HP Ice, I can take 2 of those. But he ends up just Volt Switching out, which does a lot because of electric terrain. I calced, and I believe he's also Specs. So he goes into Entei. I believe Banded Sacred Fire is a roll here, but I don't want to risk it. I just go out into my dedicated counter, which is Hydreigon. I can take Sacred Fires and E-Speeds like nothing. Like, even if he burns me, it's not doing a lot to me. See, it only does 28%. I negate the burn with leftovers. And I just go for a Roost as he switches out. And I have the superpower to kill this Tyranitar. So, Tyranitar is gone. Hydreigon's at full health. Only mon that's sort of hurting a little bit is Venusaur, which is, you know, at half health, and Celesteela is at like 73, and it'll come back in pretty low at 60-ish. So, luckily he sacked off his Excadrill pretty early, so he doesn't have a great way to revenge this. So he goes into Necrozma. I'm hoping to outspeed this, but I actually end up not. So I don't get to taunt him before he goes for Calm Mind, unfortunately. Necrozma's special coverage is actually really bad after seeing he's special with the set. I know he can't really kill me with any of the moves he goes for. So I end up just firing off Dark Pulses, trying to whittle this thing down. So he switches out to Pinsir, takes a Dark Pulse, and he's really low. And I know he can't do a KO Celesteela with anything except close combat. So I just go into Celesteela and ends up just going for Return, and I'm able to take 2 of them, as he just lets me kill him. I actually go for Leech Seed here, but it doesn't end up killing him. The extra bit of health wouldn't have mattered anyway, since I would have sacked this off to Jolteon when he brought it in to revenge me either way. Which he does. As I just sack this off to see what he goes for, he volt switches, he goes back into Entei, and I can just go back into Dragon and counter this yet again. He just goes for E-Speed, it does 27%, and I can just roost. He's doing absolutely nothing to me right now. So he switches back out into Jolteon. I'm not sure why, because I'm just going for Dark Pulse at this point, and Jolteon's going to be pretty low. He just goes for a Suspect Signal Beam. I know I can take any hit from this, so it was a pretty easy decision to stay in, because I can just go for Dark Pulse, and if Entei revenges me here, then I can just go into Lycanroc and set up an SD on it, because if he goes for E-Speed, it'll take me out, but then Lycanroc can set up on the E-Speeds. If he goes for Sacred Fire, then I can just go into Tapu Koko and get a kill. So he goes into Entei, I just sack off Hydreigon here. As he does go for E-Speed, so I go into Lycanroc and set up an SD. Does 34, so not much. I can just SD. I just go for Accelerock here, not wanting to miss, as I do kill him. And hopefully I can hit this Stone Edge here on Necrozma. And I am able to. So we take the game against Potato Jim. Good game to him, and I'll see you guys in the brackets. It's going to be pretty cool. Hopefully we can get far in this tournament, and I look forward to uploading NPL minors matches if I get that far. So it's nice being in this league. I'm excited to go into brackets, and hopefully I can come out with a win for you guys. Alright, thanks.